Hi everybody, this is Caroline Sotheby and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. All right, a lot of things have been happening as usual. We'll be giving some information in a little part of the show because we have to go to Brian. He's from this, which is now 2nd Street Performing Arts Center.
2nd Street Performing Arts Center, home of the Downriver Actors Guild. Yep.
Okay.
It's a mouthful.
You were here, about 5 weeks ago, right? Right before the auditioning for the play?
It was definitely, at least 2 months ago or so, yeah.
And what has transpired from that time on?
Well, we had a huge turnout for our auditions.
Really?
We had tons of kids. I think it was over 35 kids that came out to audition for the show. Only 13 parts. And we had to turn away a lot of really talented actors and actresses because there was only so many roles, but we were able to find our cast. And after casting, we went into rehearsing the show in a very short amount of time because the filming schedule really was what was going to take the most amount of time, and we jumped right into it. And that's pretty much what I've been doing since then, is between filming and editing the film. That's how I spent my entire summer.
Well, I guess maybe we should explain to the people, because you have a new area. It's not quite ready for performing at the, well, it's not the center. That was the church, wasn't it?
It's the Performing Arts Centers. Yeah, you're talking about the theater on the avenue. Yeah. So we have a new home, the 2nd Street Performing Arts Center. It's on the corner of 2nd Street and Goodell and Wyandotte. And no, it's not ready for a show. It's quite far from ready. So we've also with the pandemic, we had to get creative with how we were gonna reach out to our patrons. And so we started basically filming movies and doing filmed plays, and because our space has been hard, the more recent movies have been on location. So we actually go to a set location that looks like where we want it to be, whether it be the McNichol Mansion or on the roof of a building or a locker room. We've been all over the place filming these movies, and as a way to engage, and we're hoping that it's something that our patrons love and enjoy and can hold them over until we can bring them back to our finished space. They
might at that point appreciate what you're doing and say, hey, let's stick with this.
We would love to try to do that. The movies are a lot more work than we thought they would be. Right. So if we do them, they will definitely be a special project here and there. But we're not going to turn ourselves into a film studio anytime soon.
Okay. So like before you came on, we asked how many performances are you either auditioning or rehearsing right now?
So Killer Party was our first movie that we started, and that has wrapped all of its principal rehearsing and filming. It's in post-production. Loveville High is kind of in that same place. We're at the end of our filming and post-production, and then we have one live show we're working on is Into the Woods Junior, and so that's the youth that are currently rehearsing. They're still at our theater on the Avenue location. We still have that building currently, and we're using it. And they'll be doing a live performance for their parents and family in August. It's not necessarily open to the public. It's not an advertised show. It's mostly just for the kids to keep them engaged in theater. And then we have another production coming up in November. It's called We're All in This Together. It's like a musical review. Songs from all of your favorite musicals and group numbers and solos. And it's a production we're going to put up in November. We haven't even auditioned it yet. It's coming up in a couple weeks.
Okay, now is that going to be by that time at the new location?
That's the hope. We hope to have some type of opening at the new location. We don't expect to be fully done, renovated. This is a 3-year construction phase, but we hope to have enough done that we can welcome the public in. If not, we have a couple of backup plans, but we'll keep those under wraps and hope we don't need them.
Well, there's always a lot of studios around town, right?
We have some great relationships with the businesses in Wyandotte, and definitely those are some of the ideas.
Okay. What do you foresee with this? I mean, COVID had a central part for it. It's a new way of looking into the art, whether it's just theater or musical, And when you were on the show last time, you mentioned the different divisions that you have going on there. Now, is that fully accessible, or what's happening?
Sure. So we have a lot. Yeah, you said we have a lot going on. We have a dance program, the Downriver Dance Academy, and they've kind of wrapped their regular season. They had a recital. We filmed it, so we had to use some of our filming tricks for that that we picked up, and that will be shown online shortly. It'll be available for the public. And then the Dance Academy is probably going to be the first thing that's going to open up at the new Performing Arts Center, because we're putting a lot of attention into it. It's a singular room. It's very easy to focus on one space. Yeah. And so we hope to have that ready by the fall, early fall, so that our dance program can open up there in the new facility. Our a cappella group has been rehearsing and so on. That was another thing we said we had, and they're going to have a concert on December 4th. And again, we hope it to be at the new facility, and we have backup plans if not. But if the November show works, then the December one will as well. So. And then our theater program is looking at other avenues until the stage is ready, but all in this together is part of it. But it's all kind of happening behind the scenes, where the construction has kind of taken our forethought. That's where we're really focused on right now, is getting this building done and ready. And
you had mentioned the important thing about water. just one thing, for instance, because the plumbers can't work unless you have the water on. So many phases just in that building alone. Oh, yeah. And yet you're trying to keep everybody active and going. And hey, I got to give you guys credit. You're going at this point.
We have, trying to keep our members engaged, trying to keep our patrons engaged, our actors something to do, while still asking for people to come volunteer to help do construction and clean up and so on. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask. And that's, we are always looking for people that want to join our organization. There's always something for you to do.
How to get in touch? How do you get in touch in case somebody wants information or say, hey, I'm willing to come down?
Sure. Facebook is one of our primary things. You can go to the Downriver Actors Guild on Facebook. You can go to our website. It's secondstreetpac.org. So 2ndstpac.org. And Second Street. And then we have all of our information there about our auditions, our shows, volunteering. If we have tickets coming for an event, you can buy tickets. Our website has everything on it.
But temporarily, since the center would not be ready for an actual showing there, how are you going to work the performance that you're doing right now?
Yeah, Loveville will stream online. So when you go onto our website, there will be a place that says tickets, and you purchase tickets to Loveville, and you'll receive an email that has a link for you to watch the movie. So you'll get an email with a link to view it. Oh, really? So it'll all be viewed through your home experience.
Okay. Yeah. And what happens if somebody doesn't have that good old computer and all this information?
I know, that's the challenge. Unfortunately, we don't have another way to show the movie. It's all done through the system Showtix for You, and it's basically like an online box office, and they basically help us facilitate the viewership.
Well, with some of the senior citizen places, would they have ability to bring it into, say, like their social hall?
Absolutely. And if someone reached out to us and was looking to do some type of viewing or something, we could definitely work to set it up. The movie will be up on Friday the 13th of August, and it'll be up through the whole month through the 31st. So those 17, 18 days you'll have to view in the movie. We could definitely go into a facility and hook up a system to show the movie if necessary.
Okay, so there was enough interest, you could do that.
Absolutely. We've always wanted to make sure that people have access. In the past, we've made sure that sometimes transportation can be an issue for people, and we try to work that out. And we reach out to, especially when we were right across the street from the senior center there on Biddle. We definitely were always trying to make sure that things were accessible for them to come over and see a show.
Are you ever going to think about the dinner theater?
Yes. We don't have any news I can mention currently, but we definitely have some dinner theater shows that are in the works with some different places. We don't have a contract or a show online, so I can't say exactly what they are yet, but we definitely have a couple that are in the works that will happen between now and December.
Well, that's interesting because, you know, Jacksonville Productions used to go and do things like that in the past. And I don't hear of too many of them recently. So it'd be great. Well, of course, you guys are trying so many different things. Like you said, you didn't even do editing until now.
Correct. Yeah, that's been a tough learn, but you get there, you know.
Okay, I know I promised you to just come on briefly because you have an interview, you have another thing, your daughter's got to go for rehearsal.
Yeah, I'm leaving here and going and doing audio recording for the movie and then editing, and you know, it's a lot of work, but we want to make sure it's available for everybody on the 13th.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
And good luck.
Thank you very much.
And last Saturday, we happened to go to the 5K run and give you an idea. Aaron Bartel was there. Let's go to that clip.
Anybody who dies, they actually die twice. They die once when they physically die, and they die twice when people stop saying their names. So my hope is, by continuing to say all these fallen soldiers and fallen veterans' names out here in the field, that will keep their memory alive. And I'll tell you, you hear me say fallen soldier and fallen veteran a lot. What that is, a fallen soldier is somebody who passed away while they were serving in the military, usually killed in action, but sometimes they can pass away from accidents or other causes. And a fallen veteran is somebody who passed away after they served in the military years later. Could be from cancer, could be from a tragedy, could be from suicide. So I just make it real easy to understand. If you served in the military and you're not here anymore, you count. And that's what these people are over here in the field of honor. I want to talk real quick about the VFW. Stands for Veterans of Foreign Wars. A lot of people don't know that. Veterans of Foreign Wars is very important for veterans. If you're a veteran and you're here and you're not a member of a Veterans of Foreign Wars post, you really need to look into that. They can help you with your educational benefits, maybe medical benefits, other benefits you're entitled to. Sometimes it's good just to be around other veterans, just to maybe relive old times or just be around other people that understand you in a world of people who don't know much about the military. So if you're a veteran and you're not a member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars, I encourage you to visit the comrades back here at this Wine.VFW table and talk to them and see what kind of benefits you can get and consider joining. I want to recognize some of our teams. During the registration process, you could sign up as a team. We have 45 people on one team. Century Club and Potter's Platoon. And I'll talk about Potter's Platoon here in a little bit. 45 people. We have Sergeant Jonathan Pauly, 20 people. Team Oscar Mike, 8 people. The Wine.VFW, 8 people. Grateful For Heroes, 7 people. Team Expert, I think that's Expert Heating and Cooling, one of our generous sponsors, 6 people. Team Kraus, 6 people. Team Wasserman, 6 people. Team Welch, 68 Whiskey, 6 people. Speaking of Zane, they're based out of Georgia. They did the virtual 5K, 5 people. Bulls Angels, 4 people. Ford Veterans Network Group, 4 people. Angie Winton team in honor of Roger Belcher and all fallen heroes, 3 people. Team Can Do, 2 people. I run for Ian, 2 people. PSH or PSH, 2 people. TNS, 2 people. VFW Riders, 2 people. I'll tell you, the VFW Riders, if you ride a motorcycle, you should really talk to them. They do a lot of charitable things. And they can give you information about that here at the VFW table. Team AZ or Arizona, 1 person. Project Handwarmer, 1 person. Team Quesadillas, 1 person. Team Staff Sergeant Bryant, 1 person. And those are our teams. So I thank you for signing up on a team because it allows me to recognize you and it allows you to organize as a group and come here together and really participate together. Next, I want to talk about our sponsors. We have a lot of great sponsors, and I'm not the type of person to just jam sponsors in here because they give money. Like, I want sponsors who care about veterans. I want sponsors who care about the community, and I want sponsors who want to make a difference, you know? So you see their different logos on those signs in the front of the grass there, and I'll go through them real quick with just some story about why these people are good businesses to do business with. First and foremost, we have Taylor City Council Chairman Tim Woolley. Tim Woolley, he's running for mayor right now. I can't endorse him because as a nonprofit, I'm not allowed to endorse anybody of any political party. But what I'll tell you about Tim is he's a military veteran. He cares about seeing this event go on. He's been very helpful and he's a great guy, and I really appreciate his support with making this event possible. SignOutfitters.com, all of these signs you see, all of those signs with our fallen, all of the course signs, donated by SignOutfitters.com. 3 years in a row, they're a military veteran-owned business based out of Wyandotte. Expert Heating and Cooling, they're family business, they do quality work. They're not the cheapest person, because if you go with the cheapest person, you're going to get what you pay for. If I have problems, I'm serious, if I have problems, I go to Expert Heating and Cooling because I know they perform quality work and they back it up. Bubba's 33, they opened up last year in Taylor. They made it through the pandemic. They are one of the biggest supporters of military veterans I've ever seen. They've done so much collaboration with Running to Honor. It's unbelievable. They gave me like $1,200 in gift cards to distribute to veterans in the community. They had a Dine to Donate night a few weeks ago, where 10% of the proceeds went to Running to Honor, and we're able to generate $80 from that to Running to Honor, but that wasn't good enough for them. They wanted to round it up to $100, and then they doubled it to $200. They didn't have to do that, but they love supporting military veterans. So if you're looking for somewhere to eat, go to Bubba's 33.
We have to bring in the race for the kids, because that I thought was special. For the young ones to be able to go and run that little distance and get a big kick out of it. This gives you an idea as they're coming across the final, even the parents were going and putting the ribbon with the medal for the kids, like, you got your award. It lasted for a little length of time, but then finally you saw this one little one making an effort to come across. And I think he had a good time. He was just running and having a good time. So that was the kids' race. By that time, the national anthem was sung by somebody. People were waiting in line and anxious to go. So finally, they lined up and they had their turn. It was a nice big crowd. And I think what I really enjoyed seeing is they came around the bend and you saw all the the signs of all the veterans from this area on the ground. And so it took a lot of planning, a lot of work. You have to get Aaron and his crew a big thank you. I mean, even some of the JCs were helping out. Things like putting up signs, giving directions, putting up displays in the building itself. Especially the thing about Hedgehog. I didn't know too much about it. Aaron did talk about it when he was on the show.
Something else, you've noticed these red and white spike things I've got in the pavilion here. These are called Czech hedgehogs. And I picked them because I want to talk about them because they're interesting to me. But these are the objects, one of the objects that line the beaches in Normandy when our soldiers stormed on D-Day the beaches in Normandy. And they're designed to block vehicles from passing, coming out on the shoreline, and if a vehicle were to go into it or a boat were to go over it if the tide was high, it would disable the boat one way or another, and then that would make an easy target for the enemy to shoot at. So these are just makeshift Czech hedgehogs over here. I made them out of wood. The real ones are different. They're 500 pounds, but I just wanted to give a good visual aid. And there's some informational signs over there that talk a little bit more about Czech hedgehogs, Higgins boats, and also there's another fun sign over there with Sonic the Hedgehog that just kind of clears up any misconception that a Czech hedgehog is not a hedgehog of Czechoslovakian descent. It's actually an object that we used during the war.
So that was something different. And so that's one thing done for this year. I'm sure we'll hear from Aaron about another one coming up next year. So that was the weekend. And we talked to Brian today, got some information on the theater. There's a lot other things going on. Hopefully we can go with the camera and get more information for you. So meanwhile, keep us posted, keep watching, and we'll see you next time on Up, Down, and Around Town. Take care now.
Jonathan Watstetter, Robert Walters, Jason Wasserman, Daniel Webster, Alan Weiss, Clay Welch, Amanda West, Richard White Jr.,